Welcome to the Carburetor channel. I said my next video was going to be about why I was gone for 3 weeks, but I was forgetting there's some videos that I want to get in because it's timely. Today's video is about sugar, and you won't be hearing the same recycled stuff that you're hearing everywhere else on the internet. This is timely because this video is inspired by a recent video by what I've learned, and also by the videos I made about that video. And at the end of this video, I've got a vegan joke for you. And now I bring you today's video.
Okay, so how can 30 grams of protein not be 30 grams of protein? Well, we absorb and utilize certain proteins better than others.
It is just
Protein.
Bacon and eggs.
Protein.
I'm hearing this and I'm like, what the?
Protein. Not getting enough overall protein.
Did you know that
Protein.
Are we still talking about this?
aren't even hitting their minimum protein requirements?
What's the bro? What like? Oh,
Did you know that 30 grams of protein from one food could build less muscle than 30 grams of protein from another food?
you know, so he's implying that that protein builds muscle. You're like, I don't, you know what I mean? If protein builds muscle, well, how come anyone would do anabolic steroids? Just eat more protein.
Did you know that protein is not protein?
But do you want to know what else is not what it is? Sugar is not sugar.
Did you know that?
And I've learned a lot about sugar from all my time spent on the interweb from real people with no hidden agendas. And not only do all sugars end up the same once the body has processed them, all sugars are not equal in the end.
A carb is a carb is a carb.
But this issue of sugar and fat and calories in out. See, the calories in out thing adds to the confusion because these YouTube gurus are saying that sugar turns to fat in the liver. See, right here's another person saying this that I found the other day. But they say that it's bad when that happens. I'm not sure why. Maybe because that's fat that gets stored. These internet gurus are always saying that sugar turns to fat. So it literally isn't sugar anymore. Once you eat it, sugar is not sugar, it's fat. And fat is good. So what is the problem? These low-carb gurus say that you should get most of your calories from fat. Does that burn off easier? I still don't know the answers to these questions. Does fat not turn to fat? And these are the same people that I always teach about calories in out is the key.
Did you know that?
And the same people who say cholesterol is natural because the body makes it, and that it's okay to eat it too. These same people say sugar creates cholesterol, and that's one reason it's bad.
Did you know that?
And the followers of these low-carb gurus are so sold on these ideas that they question why the media is not talking about their new science, and they're criticizing the media for finally coming on board with veganism, and they're making it seem like the media has always been part of the vegan agenda, when it was actually the vegans that finally got the media to come on board and start teaching things like beef is a big part of global warming. The media was corrupt for not putting out this information. Now that they are finally putting out this information, the anti-vegans are calling the media and scientists corrupt. And that, my friend, is politics. Got to get up to speed on politics.
This guy has no idea. Let's listen to that again.
Protein is not protein. For example, did you know that 30 grams of protein from one food could build less muscle than...
Well, one thing is for certain. There are some incorrect ideas about health out there, and the key for the individual is to figure out which one. And on that note, this topic about incorrect diet information was brought up to Joseph from the What I've Learned channel in an interview that he did. This site here is no longer accessible without donating, but I found it a few weeks back. I just happened to copy and paste this part. The interviewer says, "Why do incorrect ideas about health persist?" The irony is, because of people like Joseph. Joseph's answer was, when you have people who are very respected, and they've written books saying the same thing for 30 or 40 years, it's not easy or in their interest to come out and say, I was wrong. Again, he makes a good point, but then leaves stuff out. It is a good point. Did the person who started that protein quality myth and protein combining myth ever come out and say, I was wrong? Actually, yes. Frances Moore Lappé did say she was wrong, or exaggerated the importance. But Joseph didn't bother to look into all sides of the issue before making his video, putting 25 hours into it. He seemed a lot more interested in finding B-roll footage for that video. Here's another critique of carbs that I found on the interweb, saying what people think about sugar is actually the opposite. These people often project themselves to us that they are in opposite land. Then there's this bold claim, in bold. Did you know the largest source of calories for individuals living in industrialized nations comes from refined sugar?
Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
I hope you know that's not true. A little more on carbs here. These clips are from a meeting of the U.S. Dietary Guideline Committee, and they were taking public comments, mostly from experts in the field, but also there's some anecdotes in there.
I'm a nutritional medicine physician at Pounds Transformation in West Hartford, Connecticut. I have my training in internal medicine, primary care, a bachelor's in biochemistry, and a master's in human nutrition. But I am here today to bring to your attention a substantial class of Americans. These are Americans with hyperinsulinemia. These Americans require a low carbohydrate dietary pattern. And with numbers like 100 million, I'm not too sure giving a blanket statement about how much starch and sugar we should all be consuming is a great idea.
People say insulin resistance and acting as if carbs cause insulin resistance. That is not true. Animal protein and animal fat.
Type 2 diabetes is not a result of eating too many apples or sweet potatoes or even whole wheat bread. But I have patients who have been led to believe that all carbs are bad and that somehow a greasy burger without a bun will save them.
It doesn't matter if it comes from whole grain or cane sugar or 100% fruit juice. A carb is a carb is a carb.
So is that bad or good?
If you have prediabetes or diabetes, you are essentially carbohydrate intolerant. Please reduce the recommended carbohydrate intake by half to reflect the current health status of our nation.
As if carbs cause insulin resistance.
I'm a type 2 diabetic. I'm obese. I picked up Jason Fung's book, The Obesity Code. And after that, I started a protocol of a ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting, and my A1C went down to 7.8. I'm obese.
All right, well, there's your keto joke. Now time for your vegan joke. It's not a joke, it's true, but I think it leaves out the punchline, and that's for you to add. You know how I'm often talking about the parallels between the vegan community and the political community, parallels between diet and politics. I'm the only one that talks about how there are so many parallels. They're so similar. Okay, here it is. I thought of a simple and effective way of showing the parallels, and it is this. A conservative black person is like a carnivore dieter that used to be vegan. Now you figure out the punchline.
Aren't even hitting their minimum protein requirements.
I'd kick your ass in any sports competition, bro. I would kick your ass in bench press competition. I literally could bench press more weight than you.
Thanks for watching. And if you're as confused about diet as you are about this video, I can't say that I blame you. In this day and age, sarcasm is not sarcasm.